welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Rachel Anna, and for this week's video, I really wanted to experiment with Burmese tofu. I feel like most of you guys probably already know what Burmese tofu is and have seen it before. But if you're not familiar with it, it's like a way of making tofu but using chickpea flour. Because I kind of feel like I miss out a little bit on those kind of crispy, crunchy soy bites that people throw into their stir fries, I kind of wanted to experiment to see if we can make a very similar meal using Burmese tofu. They're different ingredients, soy, chickpea, different tastes, different textures. So we're just gonna experiment, see how it goes, share the process with you guys, and hopefully we're gonna have really two delicious meals to share with you guys. And if you're not concerned about soy and you eat soy regularly and you're completely fine with it, you can definitely make these recipes but just use soy instead. So please give this video a thumbs up if you're excited for the soy-free recipes this week and the meal ideas, and don't forget to subscribe because I am here every week with new videos to share with you guys. So let's get experimenting. Let's get into it. Let's see what we can create. So this is the chickpea flour that I'm using, or gram flour. It's just ground chickpeas. You should be able to find it at most health food stores and some large supermarkets. You'll find chickpea flour used in a lot of Asian recipes, so Asian supermarkets are a good shout too. Then you're just gonna mix 1 cup of chickpea flour in a non-stick pan with 1 cup of water, and you're just gonna whisk that together, and you really wanna get this as smooth as you can. I really think using a whisk is essential here. Give it a good mix, and then after a while you'll notice it really smooths out, and you just want to let that sit and hydrate for about 10 minutes. Once that's sat, we're going to season it with a little bit of turmeric and a good pinch of salt. You really want to use about 1 TSP of salt for this to make sure you get some flavor. Then you're going to add 2 more cups of water. Keep whisking, keep everything moving, and now we're going to bring it to a heat. Now this is really important to use a non-stick pan. We're going to be whisking non-stop now, and you want to do this for at least 8 to 10 minutes. And it's just gonna start thickening up. If you don't have a non-stick pan, it will start to stick to the bottom, which is just gonna be more annoying and messy. So use a non-stick pan, and as you can see, it really starts to thicken up. Now I like to keep it at this thickness. This is what's worked best for me. Because it's so thick, it solidifies so quickly. So you just wanna add it to a non-stick pan or a greased pan, baking tray, whatever you have that it can form a nice shape in. And as you can see, it's already solidifying. So this has been in the fridge for 2 days, and you can see all the water that's leaving, and look how thick and firm it is. So we're just gonna cut it apart to make some Burmese tofu chunks. Really firmed up. As you can see here, like when you squeeze it, it's solid. It's not mushy, it's not soft, it's solid at this point. So what I've realized when experimenting with this Burmese tofu is leaving it in the fridge for 1 to 2 days is really gonna give it a nice amount of time to firm up if you do want a firm tofu, and also it lets more of the water escape so you get more firm, solid bites. And that's the texture that I want for the recipes that I'm gonna be sharing today. Now with regular tofu, you'd use like rice flour, cornstarch to get a nice crisp on the outer layer. So we're gonna experiment with that and see if we can get some really delicious crunchy tofu bits. Once you've got all the chunks, we're just gonna add them to a bowl, and I'm gonna sprinkle on top with some corn flour. You could use rice flour too, whatever you have in the house. So you just wanna give it a really nice even coating, and then you're gonna get a pan, heat up some oil in neutral oil, and then we're gonna start to fry them. I did a few at first just to test it out to see how crispy we could go. You could deep fry these, but I didn't really feel like I needed to. I still got a decent, nice, crisp outer layer with just a little bit of oil in the pan. So then I threw all of them in and got them all cooking together. And as you can hear at this point, you can hear how crispy they are. They're not soft, they're not soggy, they're nice and crisp and solid on the outside. Now I'm gonna make a teriyaki sauce. So we're gonna start off with some soy sauce, and if you're doing soy-free, you can use coconut aminos, a rice wine vinegar, a vegan one, then some maple syrup, followed by grating some ginger, as well as some grated garlic. Then I'm gonna squeeze in some fresh lime juice, mix it all together, and then finally I am adding a corn flour concoction and just mix that together. So for this recipe, I'm gonna use some soba noodles. These are great, they're made from buckwheat, so they're actually really high in protein and have a good amount of fiber in there too. They cook very quickly, so you don't wanna cook these for too long. So I'm just gonna put them in the pot, heat it up, get it moving, get it mixing. Veggie wise, I've got some spring onions and I've got some carrots, and I'm just gonna finely chop them all up. Then to a pan with a little bit of oil, I'm just gonna add all my ingredients. I've also got loads of ginger and loads of garlic, spring onions, carrots, really simple basic ingredients, keeping it uncomplicated. And we're just gonna saute these. And then lastly, I'm gonna add in some kale, add in a bit of soy sauce or coconut aminos, a bit of fresh lime juice, and a little bit of rice wine vinegar. Mix it all together, and you don't want to cook it for too long because we still want a little bit of crunch on the carrots, and we don't want the kale to go brown. We still want it to be bright in color. Then I'm just going to mix in the noodles, give it a really good mix just to warm them up, sprinkle on some chili flakes, and now it's time to make the teriyaki. So I'm just going to add the mixture to the pan. You just want to mix it on a low heat with a wooden spoon, and this cornstarch will begin to thicken it up and turn it into a nice thick teriyaki sauce like we have here, which is perfect. So then I'm just going to mix in my Burmese tofu, get them really covered and coated, and then this is the finished product. I added some coriander. We've got the noodles, the vegetable noodles, with the teriyaki Burmese tofu on top. I added on some sesame seeds, as well as some coriander, some fresh lime, and then you get this really, really delicious meal. I have 100% been picking at this the whole time, and honestly, okay, how do I describe? If you follow these steps, it should work out really well. So one of the things I've realized is if you fry it up and eat it straight away, it's more mushy inside. Not completely mushy because we still made it quite firm compared to if we ate it without leaving it in the fridge. But we've left it in the fridge, fry it, then let it sit and let the oil escape a little bit, and it just kind of solidifies the crispy outer layer, and then heat it back up in the sauce. Really delicious. That is now a new staple. It's got a very slight crispy outer layer that's kind of solidified and slightly harder than the inside, and it's tastier than regular soy tofu because of the chickpeas. They just add a different flavor. So what you could also do is you could add more ingredients to the actual tofu mixture, but then, to be completely honest, the way that we fried it, cooked it in the sticky teriyaki sauce, it really doesn't need any more. It's genuinely really delicious just like that. I'm very, very happy. Now I have a new ingredient to play with, and what's amazing is when you're trying to get more protein in your diet, when you're vegan, a lot of people do turn to soy because it is packed full of protein, and tofu. What's great about the Burmese tofu is it's also chickpeas, so it's high in protein too. So when you do want to add a bit more protein to your meals, you can have some of this, fry it up, do what we've done today, and you've added some more protein to your meals, some really delicious protein. So now I do want to experiment with the Burmese tofu in a peanut sauce. I love peanut sauces with some like crunchy, salady, cabbagey stuff. So let's just get into it. So I'm going to start off with grating up some carrot. Then I've also got some red cabbage that I'm just going to really thinly slice. Then I'm going to mix in some kale. To help soften it up, I'm going to add a little bit of salt, some fresh lime juice, and then you just want to use your clean hands to start rubbing it all together. And I've also added just a pinch of extra virgin olive oil, and this will really just soften out the kale, and it just kind of begins to wilt naturally, and it makes it really tasty. Then it's just about plating it up. So I'm going to add some kale, carrots, red cabbage. I've also got some white cabbage. I'm just going to make my peanut sauce. So I've got some natural peanut butter that doesn't have any added sugar or anything like that. So then I'm going to add in a bit of maple syrup, followed by some soy sauce or coconut aminos if you're doing soy free. Then some water to help it smooth out, grating in some fresh ginger and some fresh garlic as well. Then you just want to mix that all together. But yeah, you just want to mix it together, and you can use a whisk as well, just till it all combines, and then you're left with this thick peanut sauce. I like it at this consistency. This is perfect for me. So now we're just going to throw in the Burmese tofu into the pan, warm it up lightly, and then we're just going to drizzle in some of the peanut sauce. Mix it all together. Now you could drown the Burmese tofu in the sauce, but I chose not to because I wanted to drizzle some on top at the end too. So this is the bowl. We've got white cabbage, red cabbage, kale, spring onions, carrots, fresh lime, chilies, bean sprouts, and peanut sauce. So simple and so delicious. Okay, we legit have another winner. Wow. That is so nice. I feel like the chickpeas are giving an extra flavor and it just complements the peanut sauce so well. And you've got that nice crunchy cabbage, kale, loads of delicious fresh ingredients. What's great about this meal idea is you can use all the ingredients, all the cabbage, the kale, everything, fry it up really quickly, 2 to 3 minutes max, add some more peanut sauce, add some noodles, and you've got a really, really, really delicious peanut noodle stir-fry dish, which I've also made, which is amazing. I will leave the full recipes down below in the description box so that you guys can make them if you'd like to make them. Like I said before, you can make each of these with regular soy tofu if you prefer. If you're soy-free like me, then you have an option to make Burmese tofu. That peanut is just in my mouth. It's absolutely delicious. I just want more. I need to finish this video so I can go and finish the whole bowl. I really hope you guys enjoyed the meal ideas. I really love them. So if you do make them, please let me know on Instagram, shout me out, show me. I love seeing what you guys are doing. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy these recipes, and subscribe because I'm here every week with new videos to share with you guys. Also, my cookbook is available for pre-order. I will leave that down below. You can officially get it in America, Canada, across Europe. It's got over 100 recipes, so definitely check it out if you are interested. And I'll see you guys all here next week. Bye.